everyone, it's Irit, and this is the 10th layout that I made with the Scraptastic Lost in My Mind kit. I did use a few things from my stash, but I was very much inspired by the papers and the colors of the kit. So my thought was to use mists as watercolors, and I picked the one that coordinated with the papers in this month's kit. And you can see all of, or most of these products, or almost all of them, in another video on my channel. It's called Coordinating Products. And I decided to create my own background paper, like pattern paper, and I used for that watercolor paper. I showed it in the beginning of the video. I picked it up in the art supply store, and I was really happy because the size, it's like a square size, and it's just shy of 12 inch. So it's perfect for what I usually do anyway, which is I usually mat my layouts anyway. So that's really great. And another thing about this is a block. So it's like a pad, but the papers are all connected in this, I don't know, rubber-like material, which is great because it keeps the paper relatively flat when you're working on it, which when you use watercolors is really helpful because you use a lot of water and the paper can buckle. And to create my background, I used masking fluid. Mine is also from the art supply store. It's by a German company called Schminke. I have no idea what companies are available in other countries, like in the US, but this is a removable colorless masking fluid for watercolors. And I learned about the existence of this product through Vilna Furstenberg's art class, the first art class she had in Two Peas in a Bucket. And it comes also in a jar, but mine, as you can see in the video, has this really cool tip, which for what I use it, I think is really, really convenient, because I mostly use it for lines or to draw shapes, you know, simple things like clouds or circles or hearts. If you want to really like color in areas, then probably a jar and a brush would be a better idea. But for me, this works really great. So I drew this huge chevron pattern on the paper, and this masking fluid dries into, it's like rubber. So also if you use it with a brush, you have to wash it right away, or like use a cheap brush because it might ruin your brush. Yeah, so it dries to like a rubber-like material, and my lines were kind of crooked, so I just removed it and drew it again. It takes, I don't know, depending how thick it is, somewhere I guess between 15 minutes to half an hour to dry. So not too long, but you do have to let it sit for a little bit. And it's super easy to remove it. Also, when it's a little bit wet, the spots that I removed, some of it, the thick drops were a little bit wet, but if you just rub it, it just rubs right off. So I started using this gray mist, and the color I used is the Lindy Stamp Gang Flat Fabio in I'm Late Slate, but I didn't get the exact shade that I was looking for. I was trying to get the best match to one of the papers in the kit, which eventually turned out to be completely not important because I didn't use that paper in the final layout. But yeah, for some reason I tried to get like a really good match, so I grabbed my watercolor palette. This is a really cheap palette. I got it in Amazon the last time I was in the States, I don't know, it cost like $5 or something, but it has a great selection of colors. So I used one of the grays in the palette, and then I used for the teal shade, I used another Lindy Stamp Gang spray. It's called T-Bird Turquoise. And after I finished it, I thought that it was too green a shade of turquoise, and I was looking for something a little bluer. Again, I was aiming to match the pattern paper, which was not that necessary, although I ended up using some stickers from the Amy Tan sticker sheet, so that was probably actually a good thing to try to match the shade in that collection. So in order to do that, I added another mist, and it's called Ocean Breeze Blue. It's also Lindy Stamp Gang. And I just went over the lines with that. It's a bluer shade. And then the end result was kind of the shade I was going for. And then I just simply removed the masking fluid. It's super easy. You just have to rub it gently, or if it's like these lines like I had, you can also just pull it off. It's very, very easy to use. But I wanted to use also a paper that came in the add-on. It's a Glitz design paper, and it's a white paper, and it has these like hand-drawn flowers on it. Sorry, and the background is white, like a true white. The watercolor paper is not a true white. It's kind of like an off-white. So I didn't film it on video, but I used my paint marker that I showed in another video. I think it was layout number 5, I think. It's called Breakfast Love. You can check it on my channel. It's a acrylic paint marker, and I just used it to draw the lines, so to get a little bit white also in the background. I chose 2 photos and I matted them on the backside of the same Glitz paper. You can see the flowers that I cut out around the page. The photos are from the spring of 2011, so almost 3 years now. My daughter was not even 2 then, and we just spent a really lovely day in Vienna. Vienna is one of my favorite cities in Europe and the world. When I met my husband, he was living in Vienna, so we spent a lot of time there and, explored the city together. It's just so beautiful. It's a very classic European city, but it's also very, very compact. Like the center is very small, and you can see a lot just walking around, and the architecture is beautiful. It's just such a beautiful city. And it's sometimes not that easy to explore, big cities with children. Museums are a challenge. But that day it was beautiful weather, so we were just in the park and walking around, and it was just a lovely day, and my daughter had a really good time. And my husband kept her happy and well fed and happy, so it was all good. So I cut out a few of the flowers from that Glitz design paper, and I had this idea that I wanted them to peek out of those chevron lines. So that's how I glued them, and I glued the part closest to the line with just regular adhesive, like a adhesive runner, and then the part that was further away from that line with a dimensional adhesive. So I think you get this really cool look that they kind of come out from under the lines or something like that. I don't know. I thought it would look cute. It took me quite a while to decide on how to position them. I didn't film the whole process, but I was trying all kinds of different options. Also for the title, I wasn't sure. I used the sticker from the sticker sheet that came with the kit, the Happy, but then I added the girl from my stash. These sketch stickers, I thought they looked really nice, you know, with the whole hand-drawn type of theme here, because I drew the background and I thought the letters fit that anyway. I also added a couple of puffy stickers. I do love my puffy stickers. And a flare button from my stash. It's also from the +1 collection. You can see some close-ups here. And I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, please leave a comment. And have a great day. Bye.